Thank you so much for being here. It is morning time for me, and I'm so excited to be outside. It's a little bit earlier than usual, but I really wanted to take advantage to get outside before it gets too hot. It's pretty hot, but I'm in nature. I love it. I'm super happy, super grateful, and really excited about this sequence today. So this is going to be for strengthening and stretching, and the focus is going to be on the hips, the hamstrings, and the low back. So we'll be hitting all of that with some fluid movements and also honoring some spinal mobility. So let's get started. We're actually going to come to a standing position so we can take 2 checkpoints of how our body feels right now in this moment. So go ahead and come onto your feet. Bring your feet about hip distance. Arms are going to be by your sides. As you inhale, reach your fingertips up towards the sky. And as you exhale, hinge at the hips, dive forward. So we'll let the arms relax. We're in a standing forward fold. If the hamstrings are really tight, go ahead and bend your knees and just check in. Notice how the back of your body feels. Inhale, take a half lift. Now looking at your feet, heel toe the feet wider so the toes come off the edges of the mat, and then take a deep bend in the knees, sit back to Malasana, our yogic squat. So if this is really uncomfortable for you and your heels are lifted, you can roll the back of your mat and bring it underneath your feet for support. You can also sit onto a block. If you're okay without the props, bring your elbows between your knees, thumbs towards the heart center. Ooh, so if you're like me and this is the first time you're inviting movement into your body today, you might be feeling the tightness in the hips. Just check it out, notice what's up, and then go ahead and come on to your seat. So we're going to start off with a seated variation for stretching, particularly for the hips and the back. So to set yourself up, you're going to bring one leg out to the side so that we've got the knee finding the perfect fit with the arch of the other foot. So the leg that's in front of you, you want to have the knee and the ankle in line with each other. We're going to start off by folding forward. So bring your fingertips in front of your shin. And when you're ready, start to fold. Now, as you fold, you'll feel one hip lifting. It's all good. Don't worry. Just feel into your seat, your hip area. Notice everything that's going on. Give yourself permission to relax your head and your neck. And the more you allow yourself to fold and relax into the pose, then you'll start to feel the stretch in the back space as well. Now on the next inhale breath, we'll start to lift out. Walk the hands towards the body. Stay on this side and then rotate your torso so that you're looking at your knee. Take your hands to frame your knee, and then when you're ready, as you exhale, lean forward. Walk your hands forward. You might come onto your forearms. Relax the head down. So you might be feeling your belly and your chest resting on your thigh. Continue to relax into it. You might go deeper. You might stack one hand on top of the other, making a pillow for your forehead. And then on the next inhale, we'll come up. And then we'll walk our hands outside of the thigh, staying on the same side. Gently walk the hands out. Now, I like to come onto my forearm of the same side leg. And then with my opposite arm, I like to reach my fingertips so I can feel a nice stretch in the side body. From my hip all the way to my arm, you might reach even further. Or you might choose to bring both forearms down. Feel it out. So with both forearms down, you can feel into more of a spinal twist. And we'll lift the head. Walk the hands towards the body. And then we'll take those 3 options on the other side. So to do that, we'll just lift the knees, switch up the legs. Now, opposite leg, remember, set it up so your knee is in line with your ankle, and then your opposite knee finds that perfect fit with the arch of your foot. Starting by folding over the shin, fingertips come in front, and then when you're ready, with your exhale breath, walk the hands forward. And just notice what you're feeling on this side. This side might feel totally different. For me today, this side is tighter. So that's going to determine how much you want to fold into the pose. Find your breath. Inhale deeply all the way to the top of the breath, all the way until you can't take in any more air. Exhale, release. We'll start to come out on an inhale breath, slowly lifting the head. Exhale, walking the hands towards the body. And now taking the second step, rotating the torso so that we're in the same direction as the knee. Then taking the hands to frame the knee, walk the hands forward, fold into it. Remember, opposite hip is going to lift. It's supposed to. Don't worry about it. Just find your fold. And remember to honor this side. This is a completely different side. We use our bodies asymmetrically, so it makes sense that we have one side that feels different than the other. And this is a great opportunity for us to practice observing our bodies, finding awareness without judgment. Just being here now in the pose and feeling gratitude for this time and space to practice. Slowly coming out on an inhale breath, lift your head. Exhale, walk the hands towards the body. And then final step, we're going to rotate even more. Take the fingertips outside of the thigh. Walk the hands away from the body. And then lower down. Maybe both forearms are grounded. Or maybe you reach the top arm. Fingertips can touch down. Keeping that arm active. Reach, reach, reach. And then on our next exhale, we'll just let the arm come down. We'll slowly start to find our way back to center. We're going to change the station of our body from seated to kneeling. So just taking the legs out to one side, come onto your hands and knees. Align your wrists under your shoulders, knees under your hips. Uncurl the toes, press the tops of your feet to the mat. Taking cat-cow, as you inhale, let your belly lower towards the mat, finding extension for the spine. As you exhale, lift your back for flexion. And again, your movement follows your breath. If you lost track of your breath, inhale, belly lowers. Exhale, lift your back. And again. Back to a neutral tabletop. Now, looking at your hands, walk your hands one hand placement forward. Curl your toes, lift your hips way up high, and then press them back. So, noticing the hamstrings, you might start off with a deep, deep bend in the knees. Think about sending your chest towards your thighs. And then if it's available, you can press heels to the mat, straightening the legs. Only if that feels good to you in your body. Now from our downward facing dog, we'll slowly walk the hands towards the feet. So we're coming to the back of the mat. Once we get there, inhale, we'll take a half lift. And then exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift. Now rotate the toes out, just like we did before to test our Malasana. Once the toes are hanging off the edges of the mat and the heels are in, sit back, come back into that Malasana. From here, use your strength to press your feet to the mat, straighten the legs, reach the fingertips up, bring the toes in, exhale, find your fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, walk your hands forward. So we're coming into plank position. Now in your plank position, take both feet over to the right, side plank, lift your left fingers. Exhale, take the left hand down, lift the heels back to plank, take the heels over to the left, lift the right fingers. Side plank on this side, right hand comes down, back to plank position, walk the hands towards your feet. Inhale, let's take a half lift. Exhale, send the toes out, come into your Malasana, and then straighten the legs, reach the arms up, bring the toes in. As you exhale, find your fold. Inhale, take a half lift. Exhale, walk the hands forward. Back to plank position. Shoulders are above the hands. Take the heels over to the right, lift the left hand, side plank. Hand comes down, back to plank. Take it over to the left, lift the right fingertips. Right hand comes down, plank position. Walk the hands towards the feet. Inhale, take a half lift. And then send the toes out. Come into your Malasana. And then straighten the legs, reach the arms up, bring the toes in, exhale, fold. This is our last round. Find your forward fold. Inhale, take a half lift. Exhale, walk the hands forward. It's plank position. And then heels go over to the right. Left fingertips reach up for the sky. Left hand comes down. Lift the heels. Take it over to the left. Right fingertips reach up. Right hand comes down. Plank position. Walk your hands towards your feet. Inhale, take a half lift. Exhale, fold. Now stay in your fold for a little longer. Maybe you notice if you can straighten the legs here. Arms can dangle, or you can take your hands to opposite elbows, framing your head with your arms. You might even take alternate knee bends, bending one knee deeply as the opposite leg straightens. Bring the legs back to stillness, back to center. And start to walk the hands forward back to plank position. And then from there, lift the hips back to downward facing dog. Maybe you test out straightening the legs here in down dog. You can certainly keep the knees bent if you're still working with opening the hamstrings. Lengthening the spine in our down dog. We can also rock the hips from side to side. And then let's slowly walk the feet towards the hands. Now we're coming to the top of the mat. And as the feet meet the hands, inhale, we'll take a half lift, bringing the palms to the shins. And then exhale, fold. Soften the knees, take a little micro bend. On your next inhale breath, start to lift the arms up. Find standing position. Reaching the fingertips up, let the palms meet. Thumbs come down the midline. And then hinge at the hips, come back to a forward fold. From your forward fold, inhale, take a half lift. Exhale, Bend the knees, step the right toes way back. Then bring the right knee down. On your inhale breath, lift the arms up. So we're in a knee down lunge. And then we'll bring the hands to meet, thumbs come down the midline. Press the hips forward. Feel a nice opening at the front of the right hip. And then twist your arms and your torso over to the left. Keep pressing the hips forward. Bring the hands back to center. Inhale, reach them up. Exhale, let the hands float down to the mat. Now slide the left foot back, bring the left knee in line with the right. Bend the elbows, lower chest and chin, and then let the belly and the thighs connect to the mat. Lift your chest, gaze forward, and then lift the hips, push the mat away, find your downward facing dog. From your downward facing dog, inhale, lift and lengthen the right leg. Exhale, bend the knee, bring it under the body, step it through. Now the left knee comes down. Inhale, reach the arms up. Press the hips forward. Exhale, palms meet, thumbs come to the heart center. Then when you're ready, twist your torso, twist your arms over to the right. Take it back to center. On an inhale breath, lift the fingertips back up. And then as you exhale, hands float down to the mat. This time, the left foot steps forward to meet the right. Inhale, take a half lift. Exhale, fold into it. Now, bend the knees, reach the arms up, gather all the energy that you need for your day. And then exhale, bring the thumbs down the midline. Hinge at the hips, fold forward. Let the arms dangle. Inhale, take a half lift. Exhale, plant the hands. Now lift the left toes, take them way back. Left knee comes down. From here, we'll lift the arms up, press the hips forward, and then bring the thumbs down the midline. From here, we twist to the right. Feel it out. Check out this side. Then bring it back to center. As you inhale, lift the fingertips up. And as you exhale, hands float down to meet the mat. Once the hands connect, slide the right foot back. Right knee is in line with the left. Bend the elbows, lower chest and chin. Come on to the belly, onto the thighs. Roll the shoulders back as you open the heart, gaze forward. And then on your exhale breath, lift the hips, curl the toes, find your down dog. On your next inhale, lift and lengthen the left leg. Exhale, bend the knee, bring it under the body. Right knee comes down. Inhale, lift the arms up. Exhale, thumbs come down the midline. And then here we're going to twist over to the left. Feel it out. Keep pressing the hips forward. Hips are pressing towards the top of the mat. Take the arms and the torso back to center. Reach the fingertips up. And as you exhale, take the hands down. Use your energy to step the right foot in line with the left. Inhale, take a half lift. Exhale, fold. Now this time in your fold, you might bend the knees, take your arms behind your legs, reach your hands through, take your palms to your shins, and then lift the hips, straightening the legs, relaxing the head and the neck, and feeling a deeper stretch in the back space. If you're in this option, go ahead and start to come out by bending the knees, lowering the hips. Take your fingertips outside of your feet. You can always bring your hands to blocks to bring the floor up to you if you need. Now from here, we'll shift the weight to the left leg so we can step the right foot halfway back. Rotating the toes to the long edge of the mat, straightening both legs, pausing at a half lift with an inhale breath, and then exhale, fold your torso towards your left leg. Feel a deeper stretch in the left hamstring. And think about sending that left hip slightly back, right hip forward. This is just a little micro movement. On our next inhale, we'll take a half lift. Exhale, right foot meets the left. Go straight into your forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, left foot steps halfway back. Toes can rotate to the long edge of the mat. Straighten both legs. Take an inhale breath. And then as you exhale, fold into it. Now the torso is moving towards the right leg. You might even close your eyes and just notice all the sensation at the right leg. Little micro movement. Think about sending the right hip back, left hip forward. And with your next inhale, half lift. Exhale, left foot meets the right. Come into your fold. Now, take a checkpoint. Remember what we did when we first started the class, that very first forward fold we came into. Remember how it felt. Now, how does it feel in this forward fold? Are the legs straighter? Is the back more open? Did you release some tension and congestion? Inhale, half lift. Exhale, start to heel toe the feet wider. Let the toes hang off the edges of the mat. And then sit back. Come into your Malasana, taking another checkpoint. Bring the elbows inside of the knees. Press palms together. Bring the thumbs towards the heart. Now checking in on your yogic squat. How does this feel compared to the very first one that you did at the start of our practice? Maybe the hips feel a little more open, a little more mobile, a little more free and lighter in your body. And then from here, just lower the hands down, come on to our seat. All right, guys, so that is just a short way to really get into the hips, the hamstrings, and also the back area with spinal mobility, finding some stretches, and also taking some postures and movements for strengthening and finding fluidity in our body, honoring our body, our beautiful body, and all that it does for us in this really short amount of time. Now, if you still want to open your hips even more, or your back, or your hamstrings, or whatever it is, I've got playlists for all those things on the channel. Please feel free to look at the hip opening class, the back relief class, hamstring opening to splits class. Lots of playlists, lots and lots and lots of options. Keep up with your practice. Keep taking care of your body. I will see you next time. Namaste. Thank you for being here. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please click the subscribe button. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you want me to create. I'm happy to do that, and I'll see you next time.